On to Resolution B. Implement the recommended changes to the composition and appointment of the Board of Trustees. So you have 3 minutes to explain why conference delegates should vote for or against this resolution. Again, that's 3 minutes each, and the Against campaign is invited to go first.
Thank you, Jackie. We believe that delegates should vote against this resolution because the proposed changes significantly reduce the elected student membership of the Board of Trustees. At present, there are 9 elected student trustees and 3 appointed lay members, one of whom is the chair. 3 student trustees are elected members of the CEC, but 6 are directly elected by students to make decisions about the affairs of the association on behalf of the wider student body. The resolution proposes to replace those 6 directly elected student members with 4 appointed student members. If adopted, the resolution will substantially reduce the ability of students to oversee the strategy and the operation of their own association. I think we all agree that changes are needed to make the association more open and accountable to its members. But the changes proposed in Resolution B won't achieve the greater transparency and accountability that the association needs. When we get to Resolution D, we'll see that it proposes a mechanism to scrutinise the student leadership team and to hold them to account. However, as the conference documents clearly show, all key decisions about the strategic direction of the association and the way that it operates are taken by the Board of Trustees and not by the CEC. And a really good example of this is on page 4 of the resolutions book, which states that the resolutions were drafted by a working group and adopted in full by the trustees with only, and I quote, minor additions based on the feedback of the Central Executive Committee. The ultimate authority over the affairs of the association lies in the hands of the trustees. However, none of the resolutions propose mechanisms to scrutinise the way they work or to hold them to account. And this is very different from the Open University, where all council members, including the chair, undergo biennial appraisals, and the council conducts and publishes an annual review of its own performance against agreed parameters. By removing elected student members from the Board of Trustees, the Resolution B will significantly reduce students' membership rights and remove essential democratic safeguards. We therefore urge delegates to vote against this resolution.
So, what is a trustee? Think of the association as a student body. The trustees are the head of the organisation, looking after operational policy, risk management and taking legal and financial responsibility. The CEC or student leadership team are the face of the organisation, representing and supporting students, developing policy statements and campaigns. Both of these groups are supported by a staff team, which are the hands, and the volunteers, which are the heart of the organisation. The Students' Association is a charity and must therefore comply with all relevant laws and legislations governing how a charity operates. The trustees are granted powers and responsibilities in accordance with UK laws and the Articles of Association, which is the governance document setting out our principles. It is of paramount importance that the Board of Trustees has the right skills, experience and necessary commitment to discharge their responsibilities. Increasing the number of appointed lay and student trustees ensures the right skills, knowledge and commitment and diversity are represented on the board. The decisions taken here are fundamental to the correct legal and procedural running of the organisation.
The current process of electing student trustees can mean that those elected may be out of their depth or realise that the role doesn't suit their expectations. This can lead to an unsustainably high turnover, which has a consequentially detrimental impact on the good governance of the association. It is better to have trustees who are appointed because of their skills, experience and knowledge, rather than because of winning an election, something which may be classed as something of a popularity contest.
Having directly appointed student trustees ensures that the right people can be deployed into the right roles. Targeted recruitment means that any gaps in the knowledge, skill set, experience or diversity of the Board of Trustees can therefore be filled.
Thank you, Sarah and Kate. So what's the impact of removing directly elected student trustees? For Campaign to go first.
Okay, so the current process of electing student trustees can mean that those elected may well be out of their depth and realise that the role doesn't suit their expectations. This can lead to an unsustainably high turnover, which has already happened, and that has a knock-on impact on having to train new student trustees and a consequential detrimental impact on the good governance of the association. It is better, therefore, to have trustees who are appointed because of their skills, experience and knowledge, rather than because of winning an election.
Having directly appointed student trustees, as previously mentioned, would ensure that the right people can be put into the right roles. With targeted recruitment, any gaps in the knowledge, skill set or experience of the whole Board of Trustees can be filled.
To effectively manage the administration of the association and govern effectively, the Board of Trustees should be seen to reflect the diversity of the student population. By appointing student and lay trustees, it is easier to enhance the diversity of the board rather than rely on the lottery that is an election.
Okay, thank you both. So it's the opportunity for the Against campaign.
Thank you. As we heard, the Board of Trustees' powers are considerable and very far-reaching. If the Students' Association is to be an organisation run by students for students, then it is important that the Board of Trustees is accountable to students and elected by them. In this current proposal, 8 out of 12 trustees will be appointed. By changing the number of elected student trustees from 9 to 4, then this proposal reduces that accountability of the board to students. In this association, we trust the electorate to elect the leadership team. We should therefore trust the electorate to elect the Board of Trustees. The answer to all the concerns about whether trustees, elected trustees have the capabilities and skills is not to remove the vote, but to make it clear to the electorate the importance and the role, and to fully support those elected students. With this proposal, the 4 elected student trustees will also form a majority on the student leadership team. This further reduces the transparency and gives the potential for a conflict of interest. And in circumstances that may arise, it would be possible for a quorum to pass policy without any input from the elected trustees. Please vote against this proposal. It reduces student democracy.
Thank you, Sandra. Perfect timing.